YouTube, welcome to the top 8 plus grand finale plus full top deck list. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, doing all that great stuff to support these videos so we can keep on uploading them. If you missed out on the top 16, make sure to check it out. Let's go.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
So when we Ash, I say Ash the Sunvine Sowen. Yes. You're stopping the Loki, the Twin, the Healer. That's 3 monsters that are not being summoned because of your Ash. That's a great Ash. Thrusting into an Impermanence, and then our turn's now over. It's over. That's it. Done. A lot of D always scares me. It could be banishing everything. What did we lose? 1 of Pantera, probably. 2 Raisins. 3 Raisins is gone. I knew it. Pot of D was a mistake. 3 Raisins are now banished. Ain't no freaking way. And you got negated anyway. Can we win without Raisin? Raisin is banished. We have no Raisin. We have no normal summon. Oh my gosh. Just beat me. Just take me out of my misery. I'm done. Searching for Disc Coliseum. Coliseum for the Regulus. We need a Borean in the graveyard to summon the Regulus. Dance Peon. Reveal 3 plants off the top of the deck. None. 0. Regulus is equipping to summon. And then we are going in. We do have our Omni Negate plus Ash and Impermanence. Let's go. Yeah, I would love to search Raisin if I had one. Gia, he Pata Deed. Banished all 3 of his Raisins. Face freaking down. They're gone. All right, let's go to game 2. All right, Raisin in the opening hand. No fear for it being banished now. Droll and Lockbird is going to be quite annoying. Special summon our Fenrir. Mad Love, link this up into the Rock of the Vanquisher, which could add back the Mad Love in the graveyard back to our hand. Then special summon Raisin. We could then search for Caesar Valius. We could then spin back the Raisin, and we could pop a card in the field. That's what I'm thinking. That's the play. But then we have to hold on to Max C in order to have that play unless Max C draws into an Earth. So you're in a really interesting situation where if you hold on to Max C, we got Disruption. Oh, hey, look, see, he's not Max C-ing. That thing is happening. It's happening. Oh, and we got Negate anyway. So you Ash the Raisin, so now the Max C goes through. So we ate that Ash, and now you get Max Seed, and we destroy the column by revealing a Fire and a Dark. Wipe it out. All right, you're the one who wanted to Ash my other card, but then you have Crossout Designates and Negate anyway, mate. Damn, okay, you got me. You get to negate my Raisin, and you negate my Max C. We're gonna be holding on to that Ash. Kashtira Fenrir, banishing the Princess, and I mean, Rikka pretty much is over anyway. The Raisin wiping out the same column as the Loki, very well done. So what happened here? What could Rikka have done? If the Loki were summoned in the same column as the Fenrir, how does Raisin destroy it? It can't go crisscross. Even if you summon it in the same column as the Rock of the Vanquisher, at least you destroy the Rock of the Vanquisher. So again, I don't want to give tips on how to beat Vanquish Soul because it's a deck I very much enjoy myself, but you gotta summon in the same column as the non-Vanquish Soul to counter the Raisin wipe. Droll and Lockbird, locking you out from adding any more additional cards. Rock of the Vanquisher, summoning to love, cannot search. We're gonna be, what? Baron to floor. Yup, we Baron to flooring. And just like that, we do not have lethal damage. Okay. We are not Borg or burning, but we scooping because no cards in the hand, nothing on the field. We draw, we get negated by Baron to floor. It is over. Let's take this into game 3. What are we working with? DD Crow could be used in response to, or before the Borea, actually. If the Borea goes to the graveyard, you would have to DD Crow it before the activation of the Regulus because it still gets summoned if you chain it. We have reinforced the army. All we have is Ricochet, take control of a monster by tributing a monster. Is that good enough? Reveal Earth, summon Pantera, which is going to force out the sheet. wipe out the sheet just like that. We're going to tribute to take control of the Pantera, which we summoned straight from the deck. We didn't even activate it. So if we had another copy, we could special summon it. Ooh, that's a column. We wiping out that column. You got to play around the columns. Don't stack the columns, mate. Wipe it out. Whoa, Sunvine Sowing protecting it from destruction there. We have Jiao Long. Borger return back. Borger could reveal the dark, draw a card, reveal a fire, change the battle position of the Loki. Full field wipage. And I think we all know where this is going. Wait, you're burning and not drawing. That is BM. Rock of the Vanquisher, which could summon a Vanquished Soul, searching with the Mad Love for the Snow Devil. Snow Devil is going to be able to wipe out the entire field of monsters. Petal attempting to reborn from the graveyard during the end phase as the Ghost Spell negates. Is this lethal damage? Can I math? 15 plus 18 equals more than that number over there, and that is actually game. Okay. But we can only burn for that much damage based off what we reveal. So we have 1,900 damage here. Not enough. 19, then we have 2,500 damage with the Rock of the Vanquisher adding from the graveyard back to the hand. Yeah, we don't have game. In the column. So the column would have been better in this column. We have Caesar Valius returning back the Mad Love, summoning itself onto the field, getting ready. Borger doesn't even have the attributes to reveal to burn for 1,500. Yeah, we scooping it up. It's already too much. Despite us not being able to end the duel early with the early burn damage, 15 plus the 1,800 damage, this was more than enough. Just too much advantage with Vanquished Soul. Let's take this into another match. Unexpected die into Loki. Rikka again in the top 8. Ain't no way. We're playing against Sky Striker. Dryas is going to be negated by Impermanence. I do think that this is a good negate with that Imperm. So negate, 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 triple negate, and let's go. Area 0 to the hand. We're going to be sending our back row to the graveyard, reveal 3, add a Sky Striker card among those 3, then we send the card to the graveyard. We have our Engage. Engage is going to be grabbing our multi-roll with not enough cards in the graveyard to then draw an additional card here. Multi-roll, send the field spell, which will trigger its effect to summon a Ray from the deck. We're going to use Widow Anchor to take control of the Strenna, which turns off the ability to use Princess, which turns off the ability to make use of the Rikka Strenna. So we just have Impermanence now. That's it. That's something. We turn this into a Zeus. What can we do with the Strenna? Okay, we poke him for 1,500. The Hayate. Hayate sending from the deck to the graveyard. Linkage. Main phase 2 into Kagari. Recycle a spell in the graveyard back to our hand here, which will be nothing as the Impermanence negates. I think we're making Zeke. We don't. Oh, wait, we do have Zeus. Could be Zeus? Nope. We ain't Zeus and we Zekin. Zeke is here. Zeke into the Shizuku. Now, we cannot add a Widow Anchor, but we can add a Quick Play, activate the Quick Play, then activate the multi-roll to set the Widow Anchor from the back row. Then we have a monster negate. Buzz, that's exactly what we're doing. Get that Princess out of here. Multi-roll, set up the Widow Anchor. All right. Very well done. And a linkage. So what we are doing here is we are going to be able to take control of the monster and negate. Do we take control of the Loki? Tributing off the Shizuku. Con setting up into the back row a Glamour. Glamour's going to be tributing a monster we control to then search our deck for a Petal and a Loki. Okay. Droll and Lockbird, no more adding from the deck for you, so Dryas will not be searching. Petal is not searching, it's sending the Princess from the deck to the graveyard. Linkage is going to be sending a card we control to the graveyard, and we're going to take control of the Petal, which will probably be the card we send to the graveyard for our linkage to make our Kagari to then add a card in the graveyard back to our hand. Very good. We could add from the graveyard, but not from the deck under the Droll and Lockbird. And then we're ending our turn because a Dryas is not going to be able to search for anything. Sky Striker is successfully controlling the duel until Rikka has submitted, bending the knee to Sky Striker. Pancred tops. So we lost game 1 and we chose for Sky Striker to go first. We want them to go first. Will it work out? Is this a good idea? Searching for the Ray, pot of D, banishing 10 off the top of the deck here. We lost an Engage, a Linkage, a Cannon. Cannon's probably a one of. Shizuku will be searching for a Sky Striker card during the end phase that we don't have in the graveyard, which is none. Grabbing the Engage. Not a really good turn 1. That's why we told Sky Striker to go first. Pancred tops from the hand, able to quick effect tribute itself to pop any card on the field, thus completely dodging the impermanence. Con tributing the Shizuku with the Glamour to search our deck for nothing as the Ash negates. We do have Thrust, but because we tributed their monster, we're not going to be able to thrust a card to the hand. We're going to have to thrust it into the back row. Oh, did we think we could add it to the hand? I think so, unless, you know, maybe this will be good for next turn. Sky Striker's kind of a slow deck, so we will have time to use it next turn. We should. Mobilizing the Linkage. Ray, gonna smack for 1500. Linkage is gonna be used after we attack directly with the Hayate. Called by the Grave onto the Ray. That is devastating. We had Hayate send Rose, Linkage into a boosted Kagari. Did we have lethal damage? I think we did. We had the lethal Linkage play. Kagari is here. On summon, add a card in the graveyard to our hand. That is going to be our Engage. Yeah, we had that lethal 8,000 damage, a rare sight to see. We got multi-roll, which will send a card we control to the graveyard if we want to. Probably it will not, though. More importantly, Gia, not during the duel. Shizuku going to be searching for an Anchor. Anchor will negate the Shizuku, then set the Anchor. Why do people not do we don't do that play anymore? What the heck's going on, huh? Widow Anchor negate, then activate multi-roll, then set the Widow Anchor, then we have double Widow Anchor. We do have Unexpected Die, but we're not going to be using it because we're going to tribute their monster, putting a monster on the field, thus it is no longer activatable. Imperm is going to be negating. We do have a follow-up Lone Fire Blossom, though. And we know that the Widow Anchor is going to be ready to be used on us. Searching for the Glamour. Okay, Glamour's going to be opening up our monster zone, so then summon with the Unexpected Die. So it works out. Unless we trigger the Primula, which we're not going to. We're going to wait on that. Die into the Loki. Loki into the Dryas. Dryas into the Sunvine Sowing. Into nothing, because we're going to negate and take control. Right? We're taking control? Yep. Control has been taken, but it's not hard once per turn. The plants activate more than once per turn. Because our plant was tributed, Primula is going to special summon Loki into the Dryas, and we're going to just do the play again. Dryas, come to me, Sowing. Sunvine Sowing into the Twin. Twin summon the Loki, trigger the effect of the Dryas, summon a healer onto the fields. And then we are going to be making a Melius. Melius Reborn, the Loki from the graveyard. Loki into the Thrasher. Thrasher's going to be big damage here, becoming 3,200, and it's going to be double attacking, 6,400 damage there, alongside the Resurgent. Attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, lethal damage. Rikka for the win. Taking this into game 3 now. Rikka losing game 1 chose for Sky Striker to go first. Will Sky Striker choose to go second? They want to go second. You just have Imperm. Small Worlding for the Loki. Imperm onto the Dryas, which is not going to make the Thrust activatable. Get negated. Still summon a Twin. Reborn the Loki, but we don't summon a healer. Still something, though. Healer into the Loki. You are negated. And then what do we do from here? We have Jasmine. Jasmine's going to be tributing off the Twin. Summoning for the deck of Petal. Petal into the Mudon. Mudon, tribute a monster we control. Summon itself onto the field, setting up a Con-Con. Con-Con will be setting up a Sheet or a Glamour. It's going to be Glamour. Glamour's going to tribute off the Mudon, searching for the Princess and the Primula. Primula is going to summon. Princess is going to be also summoned. And then we're going to have Strenna, plus the Princess. We're going to make Dance Peon instead. Interesting. Completely whiffing it. That was greedy. but maybe not so much because we want to use the Princess to tribute the opponent's monster anyway and not our own Strenna. We do have a monster negate. We got one negate. Plus we could tribute their monster in order to negate. So be ready for that. We're going to be adding the Rose, and then we're going to be banishing the negate. That's it. No negate. Ain't no negate. Rose is on the field alongside the Ray. Ray is ready to jump into the mech suit right here, right now. Not big enough to take out a Primula 1800 defense. Are you kidding me? Rose and MP2 into the Kagari. If we have any monster in the main monster zone, we can't activate any of our Sky Striker spells, so we're going to have to link off that Kagari. Shokan into the Zeke. Zeke could banish the Primula temporarily until the end of the next turn. And what the heck? We are getting rid of our Triple Tactics talent to get boosted so that we can get a third spell in the graveyard to activate the Engage to draw an additional card after searching. Okay, that works. Did not see it coming. Please toggle on, use the card. Thank you. You search for Widow Anchor, you activate Widow Anchor, you toggle on, you negate, and don't take this for granted because this play was not possible on the release of Master Duel as they did not have the proper toggle settings of the gameplay being set up properly in game. It was like that for months. Petal Reborn. Petal's gonna get search in or not because we're gonna take control of that Petal before it even activates. Harpy Feather Duster completely wiping up that back row. Loki into Dryas, Dryas into Sunvine Sowing, negate the Sunvine Sowing with the Ash, follow up Thrust. Can we thrust into what? What's good? Thrust into something? Con requires you to control a Rikka monster, which we do not. So what do? We thrust into a talent into draw 2. No? Sunvine Sowing to protect us from destruction, to take battle damage, to activate our effect to summon a healer. Healer get healing just to get another body on the field. And now we are taking control, not drawing. Come to me, Shizuku. Jasmine tribute Shizuku? Ain't no way this is happening. Petal for a Princess. Princess could special summon. Con now activatable. We got Rikka Sheet to sheet all over Sky Striker. We're going to be linking this off into Melius. Melius reborn from the graveyard, our Loki. Let's keep on going. Into the Resurgent. Resurgent could spin back a monster the opponent controls. Give me back my Petal. And my Primula thanks to the Zeke. Well, that's, we don't even need our sheet. That's something. We have monster negate with the Princess. We have take control of a monster. We have spin a monster back. And surely we could put up lethal damage. Glamour Tribute, searching for the Snowdrop, plus a Borea. Snowdrop could tribute a monster, special summon itself, plus another plant from the hand. Borea is going to be equipping a plant from the graveyard to summon itself onto the field. Summoning a Princess and the Snowdrop, turning everything into a level 8. With that, we have 8,900 damage on the field as Sky Striker now surrenders. Pada E eating Ash is good for Labrynth if they only have one Ash. That's a double Ash. That's a double problem. Ariana searching. Get ready to set this up. Let's see what we can do. We do have the Ku Klux. We can make some plays. Or not. We have no plays. Lady's going to be chaining to the Impermanence. And then, what do we do from here? We are pretty much out of plays. That is not good. We do have an Ash. A single Ash. Do we Ash the effect of the Defensor summoning the Guardian from the deck? It looks like that is the way. Yes. Stop the Defensor. Defensor, very similar to a Mathmech Circular. Both have the ability to essentially get 3 bodies on the field. We are building the Small World Bridge to the Circular. Now, because Lingaribo's in the extra monster zone, we cannot summon the Sigma from the grave. So we have to Splash Mage this up. Notice how we did not get to trigger the effect of the Circular to search our deck for a Super Factorial. We're going to get Transcode Talking. Transcode Talker is going to be reborning the Splash Mage. And we did not decode Talker. Well, the decoder. Where's the decode? Link decoder. So where's the thing that the terahertz? Did we pass on that play or what? We're making an Access Code Talker instead of the terahertz. 5,300 plus wipe up the entire field. So what you're supposed to do is you Splash Mage summon your body, make the link decoder, and then you make the transcode, reborn the link decoder, and then you reborn the Splash Mage, then you make the Terahertz, then you have the Spell and Trap card negate. That would be the way. Tears the Overroot's going to be sending the access code talker to the graveyard, and we're going to be chaining Maxi because you are special summoning. My Sigma, face down. I'm going to draw. It works out. Parallel Exceed, Almirage. Not a lot of people are playing Almirage. They sometimes play Lingariba over Almirage, usually not both. And damn, did that work out. So if you are not playing Almirage, now you know why to play Almirage. So you can normal summon a hand trap, go into the Almirage, into the Parallel Exceed, into the win. Damn. No hand trap. Let's set up our turn 1 Labrynth play. Fenrir for Fenrir, clock sent to the graveyard. Stovey's gonna be discarding the extra Fenrir to set up the Big Welcome Labrynth, triggering the clock to summon itself onto the field. Now that we control Labrynth, we can activate the Big Welcome to summon a Lovely, return back the clock, trigger the Lovely, pop a random card from the hand, randomly popping Circular. Stovey's summoning, and we take out the subtraction. Okay. Lovely, recycle the Big Welcome, and we got the Tears of the Overroot, ready to send a card in the field to the grave. Imperm off the top of the deck here. Interesting. We're going to be Circular sending a Diameter from the deck to the graveyard, triggering the Fenrir to banish the Circular, but because you discarded Fenrir with the Stovey, I get to banish the copy in the grave, finger the Fenrir, negate the Fenrir, thus the one on the field is negated. Sigma, special summon, trigger the Circular, searching for a super factorial, but is not going to happen because Tears of the Overroot is going to be setting the Diameter, getting rid of that Circular to not be there for that trigger effect. We are going to be reborning the Circular. We have not used up our normal summon yet, so we could search for a Diameter if we don't get negated by the Ash. Negate. Easy negate. Negate that. Definitely mate. All right. Now, at just 2,000 attack, we contribute a face-down monster. This works out. Splash Mage. Yes, I mean, we got the whole thing. We could Terahertz. We could attack a bunch of the field. We could access code Talker. I mean, what do you want to do? Terahertz could double swing. So Reborn, Link Decoder, which is I was talking about what we should have done for game 1. Transcode Talker, trigger the Link Decoder. Do not summon it to where the Transcode Talker is pointing to. Reborn Splash Mage. And then, okay, we're going to Heat Soul. Sure, draw a card. Activate, minus 1,000 mate, and we're just going to access code Talker anyway, instead of setting up the Spell and Trap card negate with our Terahertz. But, you know, Big Welcome is activatable. Summoning Ariana, returning the Lovely back to our hand, so it's going to be dodging the destruction of the 5,300. It's not going to be lethal. We did not make this with an update jammer. Okay, wiping out Ariana. Lovely is summonable from the hand or graveyard with the Big Welcome Labrynth. Regular Welcome Labrynth can't summon Lovely from the hand. Clock, discard, Torby, discard, set up the Big Welcome, trigger the clock, summon the clock, and then we can activate Big Welcome, reborn the Lovely, return back the clock. Imperm can negate the Lovely from popping the access code Talker, plus recycling the Big Welcome in the grave back to the hand. Got to Imperm this, definitely. It works out. Now, if we wanted to be cheeky, I don't think it'd be a good idea. We could, I mean, maybe should we Muckraker, Reborn? Oh, it actually is a good idea because the Lovely did not activate to recycle a card in the graveyard back onto the field yet. So discard Clock, Reborn Lovely, then Lovely activate. Let's go. It works. Setting up the Tears the Overroot, which will send the access code Talker to the graveyard with our toggle on. Or we could just Big Welcome Labrynth, summon, return, trigger Lovely, pop the hand, Tears the Overroot, send, set, 1-1. Circular sending from the deck to the graveyard, a Diameter since we have the Sigma already in the hand, triggering the Circular to search for nothing because we get negated by the Impermanence. We can then follow up, make the Alan Burt, search for Diameter, but then get negated by the Ash. This is already not looking good for Mathmech. Double Disruption. And both are very well timed, stopping any relevant plays. We can't do anything now. Oh, you know, we have Valor, Ash, Imperm. You had your Disruption, I have mine. Almirage. Okay. Did not see us going here, but sure, set up the Terahertz. It works out. Trade Valor to make Terahertz. Even more reason to play Almirage. You're not just playing Almirage for the Parallel Exceed. You're playing it for this. Nicely done. You are playing Terahertz, right? I feel like every time you could have summoned it, you don't. He does. I didn't see it. I was there at the way top. But he keeps making Heat Soul instead. He likes Heat Soul more than Terahertz, which is really interesting. Draw into another hand trap. Terahertz is a guaranteed disrupt. Drew into Maxi, so what do I know? Ariana is going to be negated by the impermanence. We do have Daruma, which could force all Link monsters to the graveyard. All of them get sent to the grave. Daruma is ultimate anti-Link. Activate the Heat Soulmate, drawn into our Defensor, Diameter Reborn from the graveyard. This is when we have to Daruma. Daruma, flip it all face down, plus send all the Links to the graveyard. Or a big welcome instead. Okay, it gets ashed. We're gonna have to Daruma. Toggle on Daruma. If you don't Daruma, I will negate Daruma. There you go. Flip, flip, send, send. Damn, that was a great Daruma. Got Stovey using Big Welcome to return back the Ariana to trigger nothing. Just to resummon Ariana to grab a Chandelier. There we go, big enough to take out the Diameter. Almirage reborning itself back onto the field after our monster was destroyed by battle as we Chandelier discard the Stovey, that is, to set up a Big Welcome Labrynth. When comboed up with the Labrynth, and a Lovely, that's going to be popping 2 cards. One on the field, one in the hand, or 2 cards on the fields. We got negated, mate. That's it. We can't use the Big Welcome now as long as he keeps the Lingaribo on the field. That was nasty. G Golem is going to be able to reborn a Transcode Talker from the graveyard, which could then reborn a Splash Mage if we had one. What happened to the Splash Mage? We didn't want to, and we're just going for game right here. What's going on? We are going to be using the Firewall Guardian, targeting the Transcode Talker, getting ready to pop cards on the field. Reborn in that Guardian, attempting to activate the Big Welcome as the Lingaribo negates. Damn. Lingaribo putting in work against Labrynth. Sigma is summonable because you activate a trap, getting rid of my Lingaribo. Otherwise, this would have not been summonable. And to update the jam. What are you giving double attack to? Okay. You have 7,300 damage. Get popped. Get wiped. Oh my gosh. Terahertz, double attack, 5,500 attack. This is 11,000 damage. Lethal. Very well done. We got the brand new Fusion Duplication. If your brand fusion gets ashed, you could then use your Fusion Duplication to branded Fusion during your opponent's turn. We are Magna Hut, banishing the Sigma. So if you're hating Mathmech, just play Bystials. And if you want a good deck to play Bystials in, play Vanquish Soul with some Bystials. So originally I wasn't a big fan of Bystial in Vanquish Soul, but if Mathmech is becoming popular, and it is, then you should be playing the Bystial in your Vanquish Soul, then clap them up. Summoning our Guardian, we're going to be linking this off into the Splash Mage. We are going to the Guardian, trigger, special summon from the graveyard, reborn from the graveyard, our Defensor. Now making our rank 4 Xyz. It is ridiculous that the firewalls are both level 4 to allow you to make this play. Searching for our addition, boost up a monster in the field temporarily until the end phase, making the Link Decoder to then make the Transcode Talker, to then trigger the Link Decoder to reborn from the graveyard, to then summon a Splash Mage from the grave, and then we are Terahertzing. Terahertz is sending Diameter from the deck to the grave so that the Super Factorial will be a negate plus send from the hand and field to the grave. Terahertz during the draw phase could send a Deceive Worm, which could get banished by a Bystial, which is no longer there. And the Bestial not only countering the Sigma, but also countering the Super Factorial. As you just saw, banishing the Diameter is a big deal. Now we have 1, 2, we have 2, but the Terahertz could send another Diameter, then activate the Super Factorial, but you don't have a Bestial to stop. So I'm thinking we had to wait with the Bestial on the activation of the Super Factorial. I think that was too early because now you're left open. Drawing into the Herald of the Abyss, Fusion deployment is going to be summoning a Cartesia, normal summoning the Albaz. We are going to want to chain the Terahertz, sending... I don't really know what we're going to send here. We could send a Save Worm for a Spell and Trap card negate, or send a Diameter so that the Super Factorial will be a great play. What's it going to be? Diameter, as I said, did not hold on to the Bestial. Mirror Jade will get negated by the Super Factorial Laplationed. We are Super Factorialing right now. It's gonna summon, it's gonna activate. You could chain Mirror Jade, we could chain negate. It is just 2,000 attack though. Let's go. Send 2. You are going to banish. I am going to negate. Okay. Send from the hand, send from the field. Getting rid of the Fusion Duplication randomly and the attacking Magna Hut. The Mirror Jade already declared an attack as we're now in main phase 2. And the Cartesia cannot activate Diffuse within the battle phase. If Gangrenol plus Serenir being sent to the graveyard, activating to send a branded spell or trap from the deck to the grave. Sending the Retribution, which could recycle a branded spell or trap in the grave, which we have Albion to send branded Fusion to then add back the branded Fusion to activate the branded Fusion. Let's go. Branded Fusion. Sending Lubellion from the deck to the grave to make a Titan Clad. Titan Clad is going to be sent to the graveyard for Lubellion. Now, why didn't he chain Called By? You can't chain it to Lubellion summoning. It's an inherent special summon. It does not activate. So you have to Called By early before it attempts to summon. Setting up a branded Lost into the back row. Cartesia is a weak Called By. I think so. Not a good one. We have Titan Clad, which will also be activating. And we also, I mean, bro, this is a way better card to finger with your Called By. This is going to summon from the grave, fuse with either fields, trigger the Lost, giving a Mercurier, Monster Negate, plus resummon Mirror Jade if something happens to it. I don't know, Cartesia distracted you. That was not good. What the heck? You're playing Ecclesia into Dogmatica? Ain't no freaking way you just did that. Now we have an additional negate? And we fingered the Cartesia? Harpy Feather Duster, wiping out the back row, chain the banishment, come forth and summon Titan Clad. Get to draw one off the Maxi here. Okay. Get that draw. We've heralded the Abyss. At the cost of 1,500 life, we could send that Mirror Jade to the graveyard. Wipe it up. We're not even fusing. We're just getting the Titan Clad out of the grave. Send the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade will just activate, banishing the Laplation off the field. Thrust is going to be searching for Talents. Talents, draw 2, which, whatever we do, could get negated by the Dogmatica Floritis. I don't see us winning this. We need... Oh, maybe. That's... No. Even that. Circular... Microcoder? What the shite? Okay. That is game 1. As I thought, we were not going to be winning that one. Let's take this to game 2. Dogmatica and Branded. I like it. That was good. We're dealing with the Max C, which we could thrust into maybe an Impermanence. Super Factorial that we're probably not going to be activating. Are we really going to disrespect the Max C? There's a lot of special summoning we have to do. Mage Reborn, Guardian Reborn, Allenbert, and then Circular, Send, and then Special Summon. Like, what the heck? Are you really going this deep? Yes, he is. Now, there's a problem. To use Super Factorial, we need 3 different Mathmechs. We have 1, and then Circular could send a second one. Where's the third one? You need to send a Nabla. You need to reborn the Nabla. You need to Nabla tribute to then summon one from the deck. And we're under max C. Are we trying to deck them out? This is not going to work. Okay, we have 2 Mathmech. Super Factorial is not going to work. Circular can't search for a Mathmech. Can search for an equation. We still have a dead Super Factorial. It's not even a negate. We could Terahertz, which is a lot of special summoning. Oh my Jesus. 15, 16, 17 cards will be in their hand just to get a Super Factorial activatable. Okay, and we're still going. Because why not? 18 cards, 19 cards. Okay. Send Diameter. And surely they're not going to have a Bestial to stop that. Oh, there's the Bestial. Banishing the Diameter. Continually banishing. We got even more banishes here. Did you over Bestial? Didn't this already happen last time? Where you over Bestialed? Okay, it's fine. You banished 2 Mathmechs here, and the Terahertz is not going to be making up for the difference again. Now, we do have something. We have Signet Conflict, which can not only negate, but it banishes, and all other copies of that card cannot be activated for the rest of the turn. That is our Disruption alongside the Disave Worm. We have 2 disruptions, that's it. We can negate a spell or trap, we can negate anything. So when do we do that? Field spell searching for a Tearlament Kashtira. Tearlament Sharon, discarding Kashtira. We are fusion summoning Tearlament. This Dogmatica branded deck is now Tearlament also? What the heck happened? There's no side deck in this event. How are you doing this? Tearlament Kit Cal is going to be negated and banished. Could not Chainlink block the Kit Cal. We're going to be sending Duraswarm for the Lubellion, triggering the effect of the Duraswarm, sending Terahertz, which was indestructible with the Defensor in the graveyard, which could have protected it. And now we're going into the Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion into the Lubellion. I think we have to make a rule. If your opponent takes the Maxi Challenge and you draw at least 20 cards, you have to win next turn or the duel does not count. Making sure that the fusion summons are on Chainlink 1 to ensure that the branded loss is going to protect the newly summoned fusion monsters. Very important here. So we just can't chain anything. Can't Imperm, can't use Veiler, can't use Ash. And there's a trick here. If you keep your toggle on, you could use Mirror Jade in response to its summon while you're protected by the branded loss. Thus, they cannot chain anything to the Mirror Jade. We are going to, instead, you could activate Branded in red in response to the summon, continuing the blanketed protection of the branded loss, continually full protection. Your opponent cannot activate anything. This is not a turn-based game anymore. You cannot activate. Can't chain to the Guardian Chimera. Nothing. Can't Ash if we had it. Can't do anything. So back to back to back, protected by the branded lost, which I feel like it should have some sort of animation. Maybe the whole field is purple. Oh boy, 16,000 damage. And just like that, that is a 2-0 victory. I believe that advances us into the top 4. Are you ready for the top 4? Did I get banned in the TCG for leaks like that? Yes. So it's like, if you don't stop leaking, we're going to ban you from something you don't play. And I said that is a very difficult choice. So I have kept on leaking. Sunvine Sowing getting negated by the Ash. Called by the Grave is going to negate the Ash, but the Nibiru is looming. It's coming. Get ready. The Maxi will draw 2 off of that Nibiru. Are you ready? We're on summon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. That's 5 summons after this all resolves. Nibiru is active, but the question is when? That's it. That's 5 summons. When do we do it? We probably don't want the Jasmine to be gaining life and searching. There we go. Nibiru tributing up that field, not chaining Maxi to draw 2 off of it. We're going to hold the Maxi for the next turn. Jerusalem banishing the Jasmine during the end phase. Yeah, I'm not on Twitch today. We are working with our contract to be changing some things about simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But then the timing is really freaking bad because it's now holiday. And I think the Twitch people are not going to be working next week. So I don't know. I'm back on Twitch next week or in 2 weeks. Raisin is here, taking out the token, 2,500, 3K to the face, lethal with the Nibiru, Vanquish Soul, Nibiru taking out Rikka. We got Max C, which we're playing around a Gamma, so we waited for the monster to hit the field first, just to be extra careful. Called by is going to be fingering that Max C. We do not have to deal with Nibiru again. Fully uninterrupted, full power, turn 1 Rikka. What does that look like? Let's go. We have negate a monster. We have spin a monster back to the hand, and you think they only have 4 negates? No, they have a secret one in the graveyard. They have Princess, negate a monster, plus the Con contribute a monster to negate that monster with the Princess effect. It's about 5 to 6 disruptions if you count the field spell tribute. Good luck. Okay, we have reinforced in the army, grabbing the Raisin here. Raisin is going to be in the same column as the Sacred Tree. We are not even activating the search. We're activating to wipe out the column as the Princess now negates by tributing the Raisin, which now the Jiao Long is going to be able to trigger afterward. I talked about this idea of not using Raisin on summon to search your deck, because if your opponent's smart enough to deal with it right then and there, you then can't chain the effect to reveal from your hand to then trigger summon the Jiao Long. So Mabuchi did expect that Hi knew this play. Otherwise, Jiao Long would not be summonable if you tried to search with the Raisin. It's important to know that. We are going to use the Sacred Tree to negate the Jiao Long. The Teardrop still has a tribute. The Regulus still has a negate. The Bangla Dancer is still going to be able to spin back. We didn't even use up 3 of our disruptions here. And just like that, over 11,000 damage. Vanquish Soul, hopefully going first, is going to be able to make a comeback. Rikka is one of the most powerful decks going first. Absolutely insane. Let's go. No hand trap. Special summoning our Fenrir. Fenrir for Fenrir. We got an Earth to our hand. Raisin is going to be searching for a Mad Love. Borger's going to return back the Raisin, reveal a Dark, draw a card all before we use the Pot of D. There's fear with Pot of D that it will banish all copies of our Caesar Valius or even banishing our Snow Devil. So we're going to reveal Double Fire, grabbing the Caesar Valius. Are we then going to go into the Pot of D banishing 10? I'm so afraid to use this card. We have Mad Love searching for the Snow Devil, and that just worked out. So we didn't want to banish the Caesar. We didn't want to banish the Snow Devil. We searched up both of them. Then we could safely Pot of D. Holy Pot of D. It wasn't that bad. We got to draw 2, and damn, we got the setup. Borger draw a card. We've drawn a second card off of the Borger so far. Unexpected die, special summoning the Loki, holding on with the Maxi in case they have a Psyframe Gear Gamma. We have Call by the Grave to banish and negate the Maxi. You will not be drawing per special summon. Not that you even need it. You have a ton of disruption. We have, after you activate a monster, we could banish. We have the ability to spin the lowest defense monster in the field back to the hand, which I'm maybe surprised we're not doing right now. We probably should before they go into the dry ass. Maybe after the resolution of the called by, we're going to spin back. We also have Raisin could be summoned in the column of a monster to destroy it, but correctly you summoned the Loki in the same column as the Fenrir to play around it. That is smart. You do have your normal summon, so after you get returned back to the hand, you could just normal summon, so maybe you do want to wait with the Mad Love. We then have Caesar Valius, which could pop a card in the field. We have Snow Devil, which could pop the entire field. So we got about 4 disruptions, and that's not even counting the Ash Blossom. Let's go. Okay. Mad Love cannot spin back the Dryas. Dryas into the Sunvine Sowing. Did not use Fenrir to banish. When are we Fenrir banishing? Right now. We're going to banish the Borea, so one of our disruptions are now gone. Sunvine Sowing going to be negated by the Ash. We tried to set up with the Borea to negate the Ash onto the Sunvine Sowing, as we talked about earlier. He does have an active normal summoning the Twin, which we wanted to summon from the deck. But now we're not burning for life points, so we don't get to summon a healer with the effect of the Dry Ass. We have Jasmine. We could summon our Raisin into the column. We could search our deck for the Jialong. We could reveal a Fire, reveal a Dark, wipe out the Jasmine, Sunvine Sowing, protect from the destruction. Before you make any plays, we're going to summon the Caesar Valleys by returning a monster back to the hand. Reveal, Earth, Dark, Fire, pop the Jasmine a second time, and we still have the Snow Devil, and we still have the Mad Love. Mad Love could spin back a monster that's not a Link. It's got to be the lowest defense on the field, so something smaller than 1500 defense. We are going to be summoning our Princess, and the Mad Love's going to get that Princess out of here. Back to your hand. You can't special summon it again. And we still have Snow Devil Disruption, which we did not even end up using. We had more that we did not even need. Raisin is going to be wiping out the column, take out the Dryas, opening up the field, triggering the Jialong, 7,200 damage on the field, change the battle positions of the Mad Love and the Fenrir, and then finish the duel. Thus, Vanquish Soul for the second week in a row is advancing to the grand finale. Woo! Let's go! Vanquish Soul. Oh my Jesus. Diameter is not a good opening play. Going into the Almirage here, Reborn with the Equation. Maxi, Ash, negate. We're going to be able to go Splash Mage into Reborn, into Link Decoder, into Transcode Talker, into Heat Soul, or we go into the Terahertz. Special Summon, Trigger, Reborn. Special Summon, this will be the Heat Soul, or the Terahertz play. We're making the Heat Soul play. We'll be drawing a card, drawing it to Super Factorial, which is not going to be doing anything. We have Heat Soul drawing another card, drawing into our Parallel Exceed. Our only disruption is our Ash and Veiler. So the Foolish sending the Tragedy could Ash but don't. You could Ash the Tragedy but don't. You could Ash the Fusion Deployment but don't. You could Ash the Aliber but don't. You can Ash the Branded Fusion, but you should. This is when you Ash. All those opportunities to eat your Ash, and it got called by the Graved anyway. Damn. You're resilient. You had discipline. You waited with the Ash, and it did not matter. You do have Veiler, though. Veiler is not going to work against Cartesia. Cartesia stops Veiler. You Veil Aliber, they fuse. You Veil the Albion, they fuse. They're going to do it right now anyway. They're going to fuse. Just like that. Barely an inconvenience. Veiler is pretty much completely thwarted. Going into the Gangrenol, and then the Albion's going to be performing its fusion, going into the Lubellion or a Mirror Jade. The heck are you doing this? What the heck is this? Coritis? Why are you not doing the thing that summons the thing of the Mirror Jade? What the heck is that? Reduce the whole field to 0? Okay, 5,000 damage. We got Sharon in the hand here. Branded in High Spirits is going to be sending the Sharon plus the Brucalos, triggering the fusion, triggering the scoop, and I am out of here. I do not need Mirror Jade to beat you. Uh-oh. Maxi, we have Crossout Designate to negate the Maxi, though. Grabbing our Circular. The Bystials will stop the Sigma. You know, as I was saying, I'm seeing a lot of people complain about Mathmech, and I'm telling you the answer is Bystial. Bystial stops Super Factorial, Bystial stops the Sigma. That is early. Did he activate the Sigma? Yeah, he did. Okay, so it was not early, it was correct. Banishing the Sigma, stopping the trigger of the Circular plus an additional body on the field. This is the way. Just find your favorite deck to play Bystial in, like Vanquish Soul, Branded, and you'll be having a good matchup against Mathmech. Returning that Serenir back into the deck, continually seeing use of the Almirage. Splash Mage requires 2 Cyber monsters, so without the Almirage, you can't make this play. Reborn from the Graveyard, which could have been Bystialed had it not been returned back to the deck, again showing you the impact of Bystial. Link Decoder, Reborn, Special Summon Splash Mage. Are we Heat Soulin? Yes, we are. We're not going for the Terahertz. We are drawing into a Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell could stop a Bystial. Heat Soul draw again. Okay. Summoning the Albaz on summon, discard to fuse with the untargetable field, fusing into the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade can banish the Transcode Talker. Magna Hut is going to be negated by the Ghost Spell, which would have been exactly lethal damage. We don't have to waste our Mirror Jade banish. We can hold on to the banish for the next turn. And whatever you summon into a Linger Rebo, into Chain the Parallax Seed, into the Mirror Jade, banish your monster, into you don't play another Almirage, so you can't even attempt that play. Branded's got you in the checkmate. Yeah, that's it. I can't think of anything you could do. What could you even top deck into? It's a circular, and if that circular gets banished, you don't have another Sigma. You got the Firewall Defensor. They banish that on summon. Oh boy. Welcome to the grand finale, Hajime. Special summoning our Fenrir. Fenrir searching for another Fenrir, giving us access to another Earth in our hand as the Raisin searches for a fire. Raisin, reveal the fire to make itself indestructible, just to trigger the effect of the Jalong to summon itself onto the field. Borger, return back the Raisin. Now the Borger needs a dark monster in the hand to reveal to draw a card, which we now have as we search for a Mad Love. Reveal the Mad Love, draw a card. We're going to be, that's very good. Randomly drawing into the Dust Devil for non-target, flip the field face down. Very nice. Mad Love, special summon searching for the Snow Devil. Snow Devil's going to be able to destroy the entire field of monsters non-targeting. And Branded Dio YouTube's going to have to deal with Maxi plus Ash. Ash is going to be saved for the Branded Fusion as the kit returns back the trap. And this is it. Called by the Grave is going to be able to finger and negate the Ash Blossom, and there's nothing we could do to stop it. Chain Maxi though? No, we're not chaining it because we need an Earth in the hand. We have Fenrir already. So I feel like the Maxi would have just been a good activation here. Still waiting. Anyway, okay. Making Rinbrum. Into the Dust Devil. We're going to change the battle position of our Vanquish Soul to flip your entire field face down, holding on to the Maxi. Adding a grass-looking green from the deck to the hand, a limited to one card here. Holy moly. We're going to be milling a ton of cards. Oh my Jesus. That is a lot of cards that have just been milled. And now we reveal that we have Maxi, but we're going to then get fingered again by the Called By. After all that, we just have a Havnis trigger. We have Albion we could send from the deck to the graveyard. We could send a Retribution to add back a Branded Spell Trap in the graveyard. We have Bestial Lubellion. We couldn't trigger the Rhino Hearts. We have Kit Cal. On summon, we could search or send. Fenrir is going to be banishing it face down, though. That is devastating. We're not going to be able to make the Tearlament Kit Kalos play. Kashtira, that is. Tearlament, Kashtira, summon, mill 8. We could also mill 10 because we send it from the deck to the grave. We have Alubur because you dealt with our monster. We're going to be summoning it from the graveyard, negating a monster on the field, negating the Mad Love. Gangrenol sending a Sprint from the extra deck to the graveyard. Serenir banishing the Mercurier to trigger its effect to search the deck for a Branded Albaz monster that is. We have Branded Sword, which is going to recycle the Mercurier back to the hand, making it activatable because we don't control a face-up Rinbrum, so it's not activatable. Tributing for the Bestial Lubellion, triggering the effect of the Serenir, sending the Retribution from the deck to the graveyard, setting up a Branded Lost into the back row, activating the Fusion Summon. You cannot activate anything in response to this summon, but now you can on the resolution of the Branded Lost. We're going to be sending a Branded Opening from the deck to the graveyard, which is going to protect us from the Snow Devil destroying the field of just protecting our fusion monsters, that is. Dragostapelia is going to be negating the Rock of the Vanquisher from attempting to summon a monster from the hand. Okay. Snow Devil, which is not going to be able to even attempt to destroy the field because we only have fire and earth. We are missing a dark. Summon in the same column. Ooh, this will be interesting. Reveal. No, this does not work. So we can't destroy the column, but we were not going to be able to destroy anyway. Now we still can't. Okay. Triggering the Gangrenol to summon an extra deck monster on the field from the effect of your Caesar Valius being summoned. We're going to be using the Borger, return back the Mad Love. Borger could then reveal a dark to draw one. This is getting crazy. using their Coritis to reduce the entire field to 0 attack. Let's get that draw 1. One draw, drawing into a small world. That's not going to help. Fully reduced to 0, but we're not threatening lethal damage. Ending it up, back to you. We still can't use Raisin to wipe out the column. We're going to reveal Dark, randomly draw into maybe a fire monster so we could Raisin wipe out the column. Stake your soul, which could special summon a monster from the deck. Using the effect of the Rin Brum to special summon the Albaz from the graveyard to discard a card to non-target fuse with your field. Maybe going with the Rock to make a Mirror Jade, probably. That's exactly what we're doing. Mirror Jade is here with the non-target monster banish, triggering the Branded Loss to grab an Albion. We do have that Mercurier monster negate, making the Rock of the Vanquisher, which could recycle the Raisin in the graveyard back to our hand, which is exactly what we're doing. Stake your soul, reveal the Raisin, summon a Jiaolong from the deck, normal summon the Raisin, add from our deck, not a fire. We cannot wipe the column. Small. Whoa, Gia, what the heck was that? There's no surrendering in the grand finale. He timed out. I guess the game state was a bit complicated here. We're just juggling the different attributes in our hand, continually not having a fire for the Raisin, and then we got to the point where we're small worlding, which is a whole different calculation in its own. You got to look at the small world chart. You got to put your deck list into the small world website and then align the pictures of what searches what. You needed the fire. It happens. Got some Bystials, which could be quite disruptive against Branded, as we could banish Albion from the graveyard before the end phase activates to search and set. Setting up a Borger. Borger reveal a Dark, draw a card. We got Pot of D. Pot of P would not be activatable, so maybe this is a good card to be playing. Besides when it banishes your Caesar Valius, your Raisins, or your Snow Devil. Oh gosh. We don't have Caesar Valius in the hand. It's a 1 to 2 of, and how many copies did we just banish? None. We're good. It worked out. Holy moly. Add back the Borger during the end phase. We got the Pressure Planet. We're going to be Chain Borger, spin back the Mad Love to draw a card with the Borger. Maybe we could draw into a Max C here. Always get drawn. Draw like crazy. Grabbing the Fenrir, Rock of the Vanquisher, adding back the Raisin in the graveyard, back to the hand. Borger, reveal the Mad Love, drawing, not into a hand trap. Special summoning our Fenrir into Fenrir. The battle we go on attack, banishing the Borger face down, and also killing the Rock of the Vanquisher. Albion sending Retribution to draw a card into a fusion deployment, revealing a Kaleido Heart to summon a Rhino Heart. It is now time to get Tear Lamentin. Drew a Swarm. It was always very good to play Bystials against Tear Lament. So here they are. Bystial banishing, stopping the fusion summon of the Tear Laments. We have Cartesia here now. I'm using Bystial, you're using Bystial. Bystial the Bystial, chain the Cartesia, fusion summon into... What are we making? Gangrenol. Gangrenol could send a monster from the deck or action deck to the graveyard. It sended, also triggering the Serenir, which will be used with the Retribution to add back a Branded Spell or Trap in the grave back to the hand, adding the Branded Fusion, which will negate with the Ash Blossom. Add back. Very good. And then Ash, get ready to negate, holding on to that. Whoa! Huh? Why did we not Ash? What are we saving the Ash for? Am I missing something? There's something I don't understand here. How do we not Ash? The most ashable Ash I've ever seen to not get Ashed. Tragedy is also accidentally, I'm not gonna say accidentally, but Chainlink block in the Ghost Bell. Hopefully you were not thinking that you were gonna Ghost Bell the Lubellion. Toggle off, is he saying that in the chat? Into the Mirror Jade. It's not like he shotgunned a Branded Fusion from the hand. We have Baldrake tributing to banish the Mirror Jade activating to banish the Baldrake. Okay. Albion will be setting up a card during the end phase. Druid Swarm is going to be sending the Fenrir to the graveyard. We could use Snow Devil to destroy the entire field. End phase, Cartesia add back to the hand here. We do. What is our disruption? Are we going to have any? Kit is adding a card to then recycle a card back in the deck. We get Branded Opening, activating that Branded Opening with a toggle on. Chaining Snow Devil, revealing Dark Earth Fire to summon and destroy the entire field. So you may be thinking, why did he do that then and there? Why didn't he wait for whatever would be summoned to then destroy the newly summoned card? Well, the Branded Opening in the graveyard could banish itself to protect the fusion monster from being destroyed. So that was his opportunity to deal with the Gangrenol. Raisin is going to be chain link blocking the Aluber from being ashed, not that you would want to ash it. We have the Jialong being triggered off of the reveal, the Snow Devil. We have Double Fire. So maybe we wanted to hold on to Ash so that we could reveal Double Fire to search for the Jialong. Sure. Okay. We are going to be... all of this in the end phase. What is going on? Branded in high spirits. Reveal the Albion, sending the Titan Clad, adding a Mercurier, which is not going to even be activatable here. Grabbing the Caesar Valius. Gangrenol triggering from the graveyard, summoning a Despian Coritis, which does have the ability to turn the entire field into 0 attack. Now we're ashing. Ashing Albion. There we go. We are not going to be ashing the Branded Fusion. I'm going to be negating your set. Dogmatica Ecclesia into the Dogmatica Floritis. This is it. If a monster special summon for the extra deck is on the field, we can non-target negate a monster on the field. Stake your soul into the Raisin into the same column as the Coritis. Adding a Jialong, revealing Fire and Dark to destroy the Coritis, protected from the Branded Opening, with the Branded Opening that is. Reveal Double Fire, adding a Dust Devil. If we flip down the Coritis, he's not going to be able to activate the Floritis. We have Caesar Valius returning back the Raisin after the Mad Love spinned an opponent's monster back to the hand. Activating for non-target destroy. This is where we could Floritis negates. But if we try to negate, we could chain Borger to spin back the Caesar, dodging the negate. Is that the play? So first we're going to chain Coritis. Oh, okay. We're not going to Knighted. And now we can't use the Knighted. Well, we can because the Albaz is going to get Fusion. Using with the Mad Love, going into Lubellion. Lubellion on summon, discard a card, fusing into a Mirror Jade. But Ghost Spell is going to negate because you didn't have anything to chainlink block the Lubellion. But we had Mercurier because now that we have an Albaz Fusion, we can negate the Ghost Spell. Thus, we're going to summon a Mirror Jade, and thus, the Knighted will be activatable. Oh, okay, we're making a Dragostapelli instead. Sure. The Knighted is activatable. When do we do it? We need the Dogmatica to get that negate, so the negate of that is now gone, but we could just save it for another turn, I guess. Rock of the Vanquisher is going to be negated by the Dragostapelia, not only being negated this turn, but forever negated as long as we have a Dragostapelia on the field negating it. we can't have back-to-back timeouts. Timeout! No more timeouts! What do you mean? Game 1 and Game 2 timeout. We have Foolish Burial. Hold on to the Ash. Do not. I feel like this is similar to one of the games you already saw, but it definitely is different. We have Branded Loss, the Branded Fusion. Branded Loss makes it so the Branded Fusion's activation cannot be negated, but the effect is being negated. Negate. Increase the timer. Now, we are setting up a Branded Sword, which is not going to really be doing anything. We do have our own Max C, though. Special summon in the Fenrir, so we did not pull off the early Max C to stop that free special summon. Pot of P digging deep for... what do we want? Stake your soul. We have no fire in the hand, but we do have the reinforcing the army into the Raisin. Very well done. Raisin could add a fire, then we could reveal Fire and Dark, destroying the Aluber. Also triggering the effect of the Jialong to summon itself onto the field. And now we are Max-seeing, which will be... we're just going to chain the Borger. Return the Raisin back to our hand. And then we're probably not going to want to make a Rock of the Vanquisher under that Max C. Don't have double fire. We're going to be activating the Fenrir to banish. We have 7,300 damage on the field, banishing the Branded Fusion to summon a single Ice Blade token to then put it into defense as it was attempting to block the attack of the Fenrir, as Jiaolong didn't have enough fires to reveal to get search in, so this worked out. Borger get burning for 1,500, so we actually had lethal damage if it weren't for the Branded Sword token blocking an attack. We're going to be using the effect of the fusion deployment, not activating the Maxi, holding onto it, sending for the deck a Havnis. Now, we're going to Maxi. Playing around a Gamma, sure, okay. Now, Havnis and the Rhino get fusion summoning into the Kit Cal Fenrir Banish. What do we do here? This is devastating. Losing your Kit Kalos, you're not going to be able to make a Root Kalos. We're going to add the Sharon, triggering the Alibert to negate the Jiaolong. We are under Max C, and we're not really respecting it. We're going to reveal a Dark, draw a card here, maybe drawing into a hand trap. Nope, we got Stake Your Soul for next turn. Summoning into a Mill 3, activating the Sharon Fusion. I'm sure we're getting Nibiru, right? There's no way we have not summoned 5 times, right? Rhino, Kit, Sharon, Coritis, Clasia. Yeah, we're at 5 summons. We are going to be summoning our Knighted. Knighted is here. Non-target, negate the Borger. Nibiru, the entire field, tributing it all, giving them a fat token. 15,000 attack token. I've always been talking about ways where if your opponent gives you a fat Nibiru token, it would be cool if you could change the battle position of it. Well, now you can with a card like Jiaolong. Jiaolong, put your own token into attack. I have not seen it yet, but I'm excited for it. Stake Your Soul, reveal an Earth, summon the Caesar Valius. Non-target, destroy any card on the field. Reveal 3, get poppin'. We gotta flip that up. Banishment, summon the Coritis. Ghost Spell, negate the effect of summoning from the grave. Ghost Spell's an Earth, so it's got that synergy with Vanquish Soul. Very well done. Goodbye to the token. Raisin is summoned, adding a Jiaolong. Borger's gonna be returning back the Raisin, summoning itself. We could reveal a Dark, draw a card off the top of our deck, could burn for 1,500, or could just go for lethal damage just like that. Very well done. All right, we had a great meta weekly. Here are the top deck lists of the tournament. Vanquish Soul at the top. What the heck is going on? So many people inspired from the last meta weekly to want to whip it out. 137 participants, that is a ton. Let's start from the bottom. Boom. We have Bahu with not a Labrynth deck, but a Plunder Labrynth deck. There is no side deck in today's event. Very well done. 40 cards clean. I'm loving it. Good job, Bahu. We then have Hip Fire Dark with a giant 60 card deck. And then you can see the extra deck just like that. Very well done. Let's keep on going. We have Maluk with Vanquish Soul. I'm definitely interested in the way everyone's playing this. Not playing triple Jiaolong, that is fine. We got 1 Durendal, 2 Small World. A lot of people playing 1 to 3. All right, well done. Good job, Maluk. And then we have Alzam with Scareclaw. Scareclaw, 41 card. It is not a turn 2 deck. It's just a well-rounded adventure version of Scareclaw. Good job. And then we have Pariah Life with Kashtira. Kashtira with Lullaby of Obedience. Pay 2,000 life, declare Fenrir. Your opponent looks at their deck, reveals Fenrir, and then adds Fenrir to your hand or summons it onto your field. So that's pretty good, right? I mean, that's what the card does. Gives you Fenrir or summons Fenrir, sure. Everyone's playing Fenrir. Nicely done. And then we have Tupac. Tupac with, this is you are the stun deck Tupac player, right? What is, yeah, you put aside stun deck and you whipped out Kashtira to top a tournament with? What the heck was that? Right, also, at the time, you also got the time tearing Morganite. Good job, Tupac. I am very proud of you. Very well done. showing that, you know, you're more versatile than just stunning people to death. Very good. Good job. There is, and you played it in an interesting way. You also played it like a mad lad with the Rebellion Dragon 1-turn kill, 9,000 damage play. I was very happy to see that. Could not believe that you pulled it off. Very well done. And of course, you got the Fossil Dyna because you are a stun player at heart. We had to toss that in. Despite there being no known synergy I see within the deck list, it's just in there. Okay, very well done. And then we have Vanquish Soul. Where is your one Jiaolong? Okay, one Jiaolong, one Borger. Well, you are a Kashtira Vanquish Soul deck. Your deck is really interesting. I am interested in trying something like this out. Triple Birth, Triple Theosis, a minimal amount of the Vanquish Soul cards, Triple Raisin. This makes me think, how many decks can I put Vanquish Soul in? This works out. And then the Stake Your Soul works with the almost all your Kashtira cards, just not the Unicorn because it's wind. Okay, good job. And then we have Hey, thank you for the 40 card Ghost Rick Purely build you were clapping with. Very well done. Thank you. Let's keep on. Electromite somehow topping with Sky Striker. Very well done to you. Good job. Then we have Mathmech. I think the #1 deck Reddit is complaining about right now. If you're complaining about this, if you're struggling against this, play Bystials. Bystial it up. Bystial in your Vanquish Soul. Bystial in a branded deck. Bystial in your Dragon Link. Just Bystial the damn deck. Good job, FUG B18. Let's keep on going. And then we have Rikka. Christian the Paramount. This is a 60 card Rikka deck. Let's zoom in out as much as we can here. Very well done. And then we have Stellar with Labrynth. Dimensional Barrier does not work out so well against Vanquish, but we still saw Labrynth beating Vanquish today. What's going on there? Eradicator in the main deck, sure. Gamma, Fenrir, very nicely done. And then you have Scar Black, more Mathmech craziness. Mathmech, very powerful deck with the Terahertz and the Deceive Worm plays. Also the Link Decoder just being a great addition to the deck. And then another Rikka deck, TDE High. What made you all just want to whip out the Rikka today? You know, Rikka generally has a pretty good amount of people playing the deck every week. Good job, High. It was interesting for me to see the consistent summoning of Borea into Regulus before committing to the Sunvine Sowing play to stop the Ash. Very well done. And then second place, branded tier Dogmatica Dio branded. This deck is nuts. Let me, holy moly, we zoomed out too far. That's a large D. That's got a lot of cards in it. Very well. I'm going to be copying this deck list. I'll be play testing with this. I think so. Thank you, Dio branded. And then the first place deck list, Mabuchi, triple Borger, triple Jiaolong, of course, just one Caesar, one Small World. We got one pot of E, one pot of D, one pot of P. Can't be too sure of what pot you need. He's got all three, and good job to you. You got that secret Nibiru, despite it not being Earth, Dark, nor Fire. It's great. And then we saw the power of Bystials being used against Mathmech. Very much needed now, I think so. And there you go. That's the breakdown of the decks. You could use the filters here if you're using the website. It's a really cool feature. Very happy about this. And just like that, we are out.